I just got to keep it straight. I was lost in a forest. I was raised Presbyterian as a child. I was lost in a forest when I was 15 on a hunting trip, and I got separated from my group, my dad and my cousin, and I had fallen into witchcraft, or just not a practicing witch, just believing in it and rebelling against God. I cried out to God to save me. I'd been lost for hours in the rain, no moon, dark. It's probably November of 95. It was 95, 94, whatever. Yeah, 94. Jesus answered my prayers right away. And I repented of my sins, and I said, just get me out of the forest so my parents don't have to bury me. And my arms were going numb. I pissed myself. I peed myself. I was done. I was giving up. I was turning it over to him. I just said, Jesus, I need you to save me out of this forest. I'll do anything for you. I'll be anything you want me to be. I'm your man. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just get me out of here. Don't let me die here. And he said, no. He said in my mind, he said, no problem, Kyle. I'll call you. You know, and I'm old enough to where cell phones hadn't even been invented yet. So I thought that was like, you're gonna call me on a phone, Jesus? I was like, and then later I thought about, maybe it's a calling he's talking about. Anyway, I read the Bible. I got into the Bible. I was saved by search and rescue. Like 5 minutes later, they showed up, shined a light in the sky, started calling my name, and I crawled through a ravine over to their location and got saved by them. And I walked away from God 3 months later after reading my Bible as much as possible as a teenager, and went and got into Buddhism, got into witchcraft later, and 28 years later, I'd gotten into drinking and marijuana and neglecting my family, fights with the wife, angry, breaking stuff, she left me for another man, and I'm not going to talk about other people. I was done. I was into my life on Christmas, December 25th, 2022. And God chose to save me. I was screaming at God. I was letting God have it. I was telling him everything I possibly could. I was drunk, and my kids were at her place, so I was alone, and I put a gun to my head, and I was pulling the trigger, and my phone just turned on by itself on my dresser and started playing Pandora, my music app, and played songs I'd never even thumbed up before, never even seen on there. It was just the first one was a Deal with God by Katie Bush, and the next one I skipped it. I was mad. I was yelling at God, and the next one was Touched by the Hand of God by Pet Shop Boys. It's weird that God would use that song. I skipped that one. I was still mad, crying, but still mad at God. And the third song was Send Me an Angel. Send Me an Angel by Real Life. I really like that song. Actually, that was thumbed up. And my point is that God saved me with those songs, with my phone, and did call me. He waited 28 years to make that call. Now that's a heck of a joke. That's the long game right there. And so he did that, and I was saved, and I had no idea what it meant. But he said to me in my mind, after I broke down, I cried for like an hour. I cried so hard, and surrendered to him. And he said, "Now I own you." Right? And I had no idea what that meant. It meant that he'd redeemed me, he'd paid for my sins. And we're talking about Isaiah. We're talking about Isaiah 41. I think it's 43:10, 43:11. I could be wrong. Anyway, I got to keep this at 5 minutes or less. Your pizza's free, so I'm already over my time. But that's my testimony, and that's why I came back to God, and I haven't regretted it since. I've been growing, I've been fellowshipping, I've been studying the Word like nobody's business, and praying so much. I wish my ex-wife could see that, and my boys. I wish they really, truly saw it.